Dr. Johnson got a new computer. All names are being changed for the obvious reasons. Forgive me if this is long-winded, it is a lot to go through. I've been working in IT for 15 years now, and I have yet to find anything that tops this. I work for a small shop. 3 employees. But we service multiple companies in the area. A number of those companies being doctors' offices. At one of the doctors' offices we serviced, they had a policy when changing machines out for upgrades that only relevant information was transferred to new systems, and to remove anything you did not want IT to go through on the machine before it was replaced. Confidential patient data was secured on the servers and not on the local machines. So this was a way of purging unneeded old Word documents and cat memes that had been saved. It was also policy to ensure that there was nothing on these machines that should not be. They're like, say, using your work equipment for adult entertainment. It was Dr. Johnson's turn to have his machine upgraded to a brand new one after his old machine had been in service for about 3 years. We informed him a week prior that we'd be changing his machine in a week and scheduled to do so on a day when he was not in the office, and sent him a copy of the practice's policy for equipment changes. In most cases there is nothing remotely interesting or strange about doing these transfers. The most we noticed over the years was that people seem to collect a whole lot of garbage downloads from the internet that are not needed anymore, and some Word and Excel documents that were archived off to cold storage and not moved to the new machines unless they had been accessed in the last 6 months unless requested otherwise. The day came for the transfer. I showed up at the office, started to get an idea of how much data we needed to move. As usual for most people in this office drive, Johnson left a post-it note on his keyboard saying he never had time to go through anything and for us to handle it. I opened File Explorer, browsed to his profile path, right-click it to find the folder size. 347 gigabytes of data, which seemed extreme. I started checking the folders in the profile, and 297 gigabytes of this data was on the desktop. I drill down further until I find the culprit, a folder on the desktop named Fun Stuff. Thinking it was the install for some game or another, I opened the folder. To this day I still wish I had not. I was greeted by several thousand high-resolution images of Dr. Johnson in his office, yanking it. Oddly, a number of these were also animated, and there were video files. I did not dare look at these. And even some bizarre shots from under his desk. No pants, and from the mirror behind him a possible patient in the room. I locked the screen and went to the head of the practice to discuss what I had just found. Who could not believe someone who was in the process of becoming a partner in the practice would be doing this with company equipment? I showed him the images, to which he took out his phone and called the other 2 partners into the office to come over. They thanked me, asked me to pull the machine and not transfer anything, and to put the old computer in one of their offices. I installed the new machine. I got some medical gloves before touching anything, set up all the applications, and left the office for them to handle it internally. The next day after Dr. Johnson had come back to work, I guess things did not go over well with the others at the practice. He called our office, demanded he talk to me, and started to yell at me over the phone about what an invasion of his privacy I had committed, that he planned to sue me personally over it, that I had cost him his chance at becoming a partner at the practice, his position in the practice, and apparently his wife, because she was good friends with the wife of the head of the office, and I guess gossip happened. When he was done yelling, I asked him calmly if he had anything else to say. I reminded him our office records all calls in and out, then asked him 3 questions. Did he receive the email explaining the process of replacing his machine per his own company policy? That we would be sorting relevant and non-relevant data, and anything he did not want us to see he would have to deal with on his own ahead of time? He had replied to this very email that he would try and go through stuff if he found time. Answer: yes. Did he remember leaving the note on his keyboard saying he didn't bother to do any cleanup and for us to do it? Answer: yes. Which did he think would go over better? Him shutting up, dealing with the problems he created himself by being a disturbing person to be a doctor, or trying to sue me personally for following his practice's policy, and having all the details made public? After I asked this question, he hung up the phone. All the other doctors in the office started to refer to him as Dr. Spanky or Dr. Feelgood. Last I heard, they turned him in to the state medical board and he lost his license to practice medicine, was divorced and was under a criminal investigation within a few months of this happening. I lost track of it all when we distanced ourselves from that medical practice for several unrelated reasons. Mostly they love to order things and then try to take as long as possible to pay for them. Edit for clarification. Yes. It was confirmed he was yanking it under his desk with a camera set up underneath pointed at him and a mirror in frame off to the side to capture the view of unconsenting female patients in various states of undress. This is why the loss of medical license and criminal charges. I feel naive since I got all the way to, it was also policy to ensure that there was nothing on these machines that should not be there, like say using your work equipment for adult entertainment. Before I realized why you named him Dr. Johnson. Apparently I'm getting older and slower. Rolling on the floor laughing. When I was in middle school, my dad ended up taking over the practice of an attorney who was caught giving himself a hand under his desk with his lady clients. Needless to say, dear old dad made sure to have the dude's office thoroughly cleaned before he moved in. I never understood the impulse to do that sort of thing on work time. They spend all those years getting an advanced education to throw it all away for a very fleeting moment of pleasure. Crazy shit. You handled Dr. J's phone call very adeptly. Well done, all around. Holy crap. What a putz. I had a company laptop. When I quit that job, I did a fresh reload of the operating system to wipe the hard drive. I don't believe there was anything on it I didn't want anyone to see. But after using it for 10 years, I wasn't taking any chances. Holy crap. I replaced hard drives for professors and library staff in college. But the most I ever found was music collections, thankfully. This sounds nearly verbatim on how a senior anatomy professor was fired at my college a few years after I graduated. You didn't confirm this specifically, but 200 gigabits of dick pics and videos? That's extreme. Like, was he doing a dick pic and a spank video a day? That's crazy lol. Wow. Holy shit. 297 gigabytes of fun stuff doesn't sound like an invasion of privacy. With that much data, it's almost like he wanted you to find them. I honestly don't know how IT holds it together. I worked for an insurance company of about 5,000 employees and IT never flinched. I had the treat of hearing my boss rub it out on the other side of my cube one day with porn. He then had IT come review his history and asked to have everything erased. I think they made the smart choice and simply replaced his entire setup. Bravery. I don't know how they dealt with the security after that, but I no longer received gross emails from him after that unfortunate event. Susan E. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood. He's gonna make himself feel alright. He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood. Sometimes they call him Spankenstein. He may have a lot of education, but he is not that smart. Thank you all for the award. I did update the post to clarify why he was facing criminal charges and loss of medical license. Why am I suddenly thinking of Crank Yankers? Never watched the show, but the title seems to fit. He left those there on purpose. I guarantee that was part of his fetish. When you started your story, I thought it would be about child pornography. I'm really happy it wasn't. I'm not really getting the loss of medical license and criminal charges unless the possible patient in the room was substantiated. It's weird but harmless if it's just him in his office. Is it because he did it in front of patients? Is that why he got fired and prosecuted and stuff? Our Tales from Tech Support would love this story. I'll never understand people. I feel weird enough when I use my work computer to Google synonyms or to put a work-related meme on our team meetings to boost morale. And yet people out there doing this fearful. Oh God, I expected it would just be porn. This got so much worse.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.